So this is a topic that's been on my mind a lot recently. As you guys may have slightly known, I am a collector of crappers. Again, it's about as shocking as the bookworm having an entire library. It really isn't that shocking. My collection originally started as just salvaging some old toilets from abandoned buildings. But as time went on, I've gotten more toilets secondhand than anything. This allowed me to collect some really rare toilets like this Ream Empress. Or even the Savannah. We don't talk about this, by the way. But this is a thing that's been kind of on my mind. Should I start recommending people buy secondhand or salvage secondhand? Well, let's talk about it, considering there's a lot of nuance to this topic. Now, there are a couple ways that you can get things secondhand, whether it be through a salvage yard, a restore, or even an online market like Facebook Marketplace. Now, while I would definitely recommend you buy secondhand, I understand that most people can't. But honestly, I recommend buying secondhand than buying a brand new toilet, especially considering the disaster that is the modern era. And how few toilets are still made to this very day I've recommended. It's actually crazy. But do understand there might be some caveats with this method. So I'm going to give you 3 reasons why you should, and 3 reasons why you shouldn't. Again, it's up to you to make this call. The first reason I recommend buying secondhand, it's so much cheaper. I have found some crazy deals that most people would not expect, whether online or at a restore. For example, guess how much I paid for this Ream Richmond Empress? $50. Guess how much I got this redesigned first generation Gerber Ultra Flush, a pressure assisted toilet mind you? $25. Honestly, surprising what kind of cheap deals you can get, but just because I give these examples, don't expect this all the time. But generally speaking, it definitely is a lot cheaper to buy most of these toilets compared to buying them brand new. And even at the most expensive places and the most expensive prices, sometimes it's just better to buy secondhand than buying brand new. And listen, I get it. Oh, wasn't this toilet used? That's disgusting. Guys, it's very easy to clean a toilet. It takes no effort at all, honestly. All you just need is a rag, some cleaner, and some water, and it's clean. Honestly, it doesn't take much to restore these toilets. You just gotta put in the effort. But then again, you have no idea how much cheap you can get these toilets, especially very old school toilets. I think a lot of people don't understand that there's also a variety of options provided with this secondhand option. You can find a lot of different toilets from a lot of different eras. From the 70s, from the 90s, to the 2000s, and even brand new toilets as well. You never know what you can find online or at some of these places. It's honestly kind of mind-boggling. Not to mention, you can get your hands on some new old stock fixtures too. Again, prices might vary. But the good thing about the secondhand option is that you're provided with a lot more options than you ever imagined, compared to the modern market of modern toilets. You don't necessarily need a 5-gallon toilet sometimes. You can easily put up with a 1.6-gallon toilet, or even 3.5 gallons. You never know what you could find. And one more thing to mention, most of the toilets you'll see at these places or online are traditional toilets. So that's a good thing that you step back to a traditional toilet. Pretty simple parts, a simple 2-inch flapper, and so much more. 80% of the time you'll find a traditional toilet, and that's probably the best thing to maintain. No 3-inch flappers, no proprietary crap, just simple parts that are easy to maintain and replace. Now, it is obvious that you might find some proprietary toilets at some of these places online or at restores. But it is always a good thing to check these toilets out anyway and see what they operate on. You never know what you could find. But generally speaking, you'll find some traditional toilets, which is a good thing. It's nice to go back in time where parts were very simple and very easy to maintain, and most of these toilets didn't have to require some proprietary crap to function. So I gave you guys 3 reasons why you should buy secondhand. But now I'm giving you 3 reasons why you shouldn't buy secondhand. Again, deal with this information as you may. The first one being obvious scams. Now I'm not talking about these garbage spam apps that you see on Facebook Marketplaces like toilet repair and installation and all that other crap. The scam is so obvious even your average Facebook grandma can easily tell that it's a scam. It's so low effort it's not even funny. Those aren't the scams I ain't really talking about. I'm talking about actual scammers. For one thing, some of these restores don't really vet their toilets. I have seen instances where they have sold cracked and damaged toilets, which is kind of ridiculous. Not to mention that some toilets just may not function right, whether it be from quality issues or buildup. Who knows what to expect? For example, I bought this Gerber Mount Vernon expecting a perfectly fine toilet, only to find out that it has a damaged rim. So the main thing you might want to take away from this is to inspect your toilets before you buy them. And if they're online, you may want to look over the pictures. And if it's a stock image, you probably don't want to waste your time. And obviously be on the lookout for prices as well. There are people that unironically scalp toilets. If you thought a guy with a channel reviewing crappers was weird, it gets even weirder that people unironically scalp toilets. Welcome to modern society. The main thing here is to inspect your toilets and to look at prices if you can, especially if you're buying a brand new toilet secondhand. With some of these older models though, it can be all over the place considering there's not really a set price anymore. So the best thing to do is to be on the lookout. Another thing to look out for is unsuspecting consequences and or problems in the future. Whether it be a damaged toilet, poor quality control, you never know what to expect with these toilets. Again, most restores don't really vet their toilets, and while some people might vet their toilets online, sometimes you never know what to expect. For example, my Savannah doesn't even flush out 90% of the time. It's not a quality issue, it's just a horrible trapway design that's not very siphonic. And again, my Gerber Mount Vernon having a busted rim. Again, outside of inspecting your toilets, you never know what you can also expect with repairing parts too. This is where proprietary toilets become a problem, especially if their products are long discontinued. Let's say if you get like a Briggs Vacuity, which is a vacuum-assisted toilet. The Whisper Vac system has been discontinued, and finding parts for it may be very expensive. It may be no different than buying a brand new toilet today, but still, it's something you want to look out for, if you can avoid it. One more thing you should consider is the fact that you probably need to do some research. There's a variety of toilets that you may have never expected. Pressure-assisted toilets, vacuum-assisted, and while there are some mostly traditional toilets sold today, you never know what you could expect. Research can also apply for newer toilets too, to be fair. But there's definitely a lot more stuff that you guys probably don't know about. And while my channel does exist to help you out, I'm not going to be able to review most of these toilets in time. And so while my channel might help out in this endeavor, it isn't always guaranteed. And those are 3 reasons why you should and should not buy secondhand. Feel free to do with this information as you may.